Yesterday, Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference. I did not name the child. And I don't want to hear any more mess about our names, okay? Okay?
Oh.
Anywho, he took little X.
Funny. A little Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram. He just took little X with him.
Whoopi Goldberg is in big trouble. The famous actress and talk show host just got hit with a shocking sentence, 2 years behind bars after losing a legal battle against Elon Musk. Yes, you read that right. What started as a joke on The View has turned into a full-blown disaster. People thought it was just another Hollywood drama, but this time, it's real. The world was stunned when news broke that Whoopi was facing legal trouble. Some people called it an attack on free speech, while others said she crossed the line. But no matter what side you're on, one thing is clear. This story is bigger than just one joke. It's about power, influence, and consequences, and now, Whoopi is learning that even celebrities are not untouchable. So how did this happen? How did one moment on live TV spiral into a courtroom showdown with one of the richest men in the world? Let's go back to the moment that started it all. The joke that changed everything. One regular morning on The View, Whoopi and her co-hosts were chatting about baby names. It was a lighthearted conversation, just another day of coffee, gossip, and opinions. But then, Elon Musk's son's name, XAEA12, came up. The name has always been a topic of jokes because, let's be honest, it sounds more like a robot name than a baby's.
Saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever. I don't remember last time we even talked about JD.
Whoopi laughed and made a comment. She said she didn't name the child and didn't want to hear any more about weird names. The audience chuckled. It seemed harmless, but it wasn't. Elon Musk wasn't laughing. To him, this wasn't just a silly comment. This was a personal attack on his child. And if there's one thing Musk has made clear, it's that he doesn't let personal attacks slide. Within hours, Musk responded in the most Elon Musk way possible, not just with a tweet, but with a lawsuit. And just like that, Whoopi's joke turned into something much, much bigger. Elon Musk wasn't about to let this one go. After Whoopi Goldberg made fun of his son's name on The View, Musk fired back almost immediately. At first, people thought he would just tweet something sarcastic like he usually does, but this time, Musk was serious. He took to Twitter and called Whoopi's comments disgusting and unnecessary. He didn't stop there. He reminded his millions of followers that mocking a child is never okay, no matter how famous you are. Musk's fans jumped in, slamming Whoopi for crossing the line. But Musk wasn't just fighting back online. Behind the scenes, his legal team was already working on something much bigger. Within hours, they filed a lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg. And this wasn't just any lawsuit. Musk and his lawyers weren't only accusing Whoopi of defamation, they were also digging into her past to find anything that could make the case even stronger. This was no ordinary Hollywood feud. It wasn't just a war of words. It was now a full-blown legal battle, and Whoopi had no idea what was coming next.
They get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways.
The lawsuit against Whoopi shocked everyone in Hollywood. People are used to celebrities suing each other over defamation, but this was different. Musk wasn't just suing for money. His legal team pushed for criminal charges, claiming Whoopi's words were harmful and crossed legal boundaries. When the news broke, The View went into full panic mode. ABC executives scrambled behind the scenes, trying to figure out how to handle the situation. Firing Whoopi would bring even more controversy, but standing by her could drag the entire network into Musk's legal war. Whoopi's lawyers tried to calm things down. They said she was simply joking and that Musk was overreacting, but Musk's team wasn't backing down. They had top lawyers, and they were prepared to take this case as far as it needed to go.
I think that there's some worthy things, but overall, if you say what was the bang for the buck, I would say it was not very good. And there was far too much of what you said IAD was doing was influencing elections.
That's when things got even worse for Whoopi. Musk's team found something in her records, something so serious that they added more charges to the lawsuit. What exactly they found is still unclear, but it was enough to turn this from a civil case into a potential criminal matter. As soon as the lawsuit became public, the internet exploded. Social media was on fire. Some people rushed to Whoopi's defense, saying Musk Musk was being too sensitive and attacking free speech. Comedians and talk show hosts said this case was dangerous, warning that if Whoopi could get sued for a joke, who's next? But Musk supporters weren't having it. They said Whoopi deserved to be held accountable. Many argue that mocking a child is never okay, no matter how famous or powerful you are. The debate wasn't just about Whoopi anymore. It became a bigger argument about free speech, cancel culture, and media responsibility. Some feared that if Musk won the case, it could set a new standard for lawsuits against public figures. Others thought it was about time celebrities were held responsible for their words.
X, and he's a great guy, high IQ. He's a high IQ individual.
No matter which side people were on, one thing was clear. This wasn't just another Hollywood scandal. This was something much bigger. And for Whoopi, it was only getting worse. Whoopi Goldberg knew she was in trouble. The lawsuit was getting more serious, and public support was slipping fast. At first, she tried to act like it wasn't a big deal. She even made a few sarcastic comments on The View, brushing off the controversy. But as the pressure grew, she realized she had to do damage control. So, on a tense episode of The View, Whoopi finally addressed the situation. She started off by saying she never meant any harm, and that her joke was just about unusual baby names, not a personal attack. She claimed she respected Elon Musk and his family, and apologized if her words had been misinterpreted. But the apology felt forced. Whoopi wasn't her usual confident self. She was reading from a script, her voice lacked the usual energy, and her body language screamed discomfort. Instead of taking full responsibility, she defended herself, saying, "Comedians joke. That's what we do. I've been in this business for decades, and I've seen way worse." The response from viewers, they weren't buying it. Many felt her apology was just an attempt to save herself from the lawsuit. Musk's supporters said she was only apologizing because she got caught, not because she truly regretted it. Even some of her own fans criticized her for backtracking, saying she should have either stood by her joke or given a real, heartfelt apology. And Musk? He didn't care. He made it clear on Twitter that an apology wasn't enough. He still planned to take her to court and make an example out of her. Whoopi's words had consequences, and Musk was making sure she felt every bit of it. As Whoopi's legal troubles got worse, ABC was panicking behind the scenes. The network had already been dealing with multiple controversies surrounding The View, but this was on another level. ABC executives held emergency meetings trying to decide what to do with Whoopi. On one hand, she was one of their biggest stars. Firing her would anger her fans and possibly make The View look weak. But on the other hand, keeping her could destroy the show's reputation. Elon Musk was one of the most powerful men in the world. He had influence over businesses, advertisers, and media companies. If ABC stood by Whoopi, there was a real chance that Musk and his allies could pressure advertisers to pull out. Losing sponsors would mean huge financial losses, something ABC couldn't afford. Executives also had to think about public opinion. Whoopi's approval ratings had dropped, and even some longtime viewers of The View were calling for her to be fired. Social media was filled with petitions and hashtags demanding she step down.
He took little X.
Funny. And little Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram.
He doesn't own Instagram. He just took little X with him.
There was also concern about future lawsuits. If Musk won this case, it could open the floodgates for other lawsuits against talk show hosts and comedians. ABC didn't want to risk it. Rumors started swirling that ABC was considering a suspension or even a forced resignation. Some insiders said the network had already drafted a statement preparing to announce Whoopi's departure if things got worse. Whoopi, this was her biggest career crisis yet. She had survived controversies before, but this time she was running out of options. Her apology hadn't worked. Musk wasn't backing down, and ABC was losing patience. The question now wasn't just whether Whoopi would win the lawsuit, but whether she would even keep her job. The courtroom was silent as Whoopi Goldberg sat stiffly in her chair, listening to the final verdict. After weeks of legal battles, media speculation, and public humiliation, the judge had reached a decision. Whoopi had lost.
All the sort of federal money going to media companies is what helps explain why the legacy media all says the same thing at the same time.
Elon Musk's team of top-tier lawyers had presented a case so strong that there was little room for doubt. The joke Whoopi made about Musk's child was no longer seen as just a joke. It was framed as a deliberate attack on a minor with the intent to mock and degrade. The prosecution argued that her words had gone beyond comedy and into the realm of defamation and harassment. The judge didn't hold back. Whoopi Goldberg was sentenced to 2 years, suspended with conditions, and was ordered to to pay heavy financial damages. The ruling sent shockwaves through Hollywood. It wasn't just about Whoopi. This was a warning to every celebrity, comedian, and talk show host. As Whoopi stood up to leave the courtroom, her career flashed before her eyes. Would The View keep her? Would ABC even want to associate with her anymore? Would other celebrities now be afraid to speak their minds in fear of lawsuits like this? For Whoopi, this wasn't just about money or legal trouble, it was about survival. And the world was watching. Whoopi's downfall left Hollywood in chaos. The entertainment industry had always protected its own, but this case showed that even the biggest names weren't untouchable. For comedians, this was a terrifying moment. Was this the end of free speech and entertainment? If Whoopi could be taken down for a single joke, who was next? Would stand-up comedians now have to censor every word in fear of legal battles? On the other hand, critics argued that this wasn't about free speech, it was about accountability. Musk had drawn a line in the sand, and Whoopi crossed it. The ruling meant that celebrities couldn't hide behind comedy when their words caused real harm. Meanwhile, major networks and studios began reassessing their contracts with outspoken stars. How much controversy was too much? Could late-night hosts, podcasters, and talk show personalities face the same fate as Whoopi? The answer was unclear, but one thing was certain: Hollywood would never be the same. Whoopi Goldberg's legal defeat wasn't just her personal loss, it was a massive cultural shift. For years, celebrities said whatever they wanted, knowing they had protection from the industry. But Elon Musk shattered that illusion. This case set a precedent that would affect talk shows, comedy, and even journalism. Celebrities would have to think twice before making jokes about powerful figures, their families, or controversial topics.
He should not be in public like this. I did not see this. Thank you for alerting me, but I'm glad he was polite. Sigh.
Was this a victory for accountability or a chilling moment for free speech? That was the debate raging across social media, Hollywood, and news outlets. One thing was clear: Whoopi Goldberg's career would never recover from this. Her reputation was forever stained, and The View was left scrambling to repair the damage. And for the rest of Hollywood, they had just been given a painful lesson. Power, influence, and money could crush even the biggest stars. And in this fight, Elon Musk had won.